Hello everyone, welcome to yet another tutorial. Today we are going to look at how to rig a character in Maya. Alright, and then we will start with the leg. So you can see that I have done some basic skinning so the character can sit. There are certain controls for the character to lift the foot. There are also stretchy bones so the character can stretch beyond the limits. We also have a control for the knee so that the character can move the knee around, and there are certain attributes that have been created so that we can animate the ankle. You can see that the ankle can be animated, the ball can be animated so you can tap his toe, and then the entire character can be lifted from the toe if that's the need, and then you can rotate the character side to side. Okay, so we are going to look at how to create this from scratch. Alright, so let us get started. I will open the character file. Alright, so this is our character. If you want to know how to model this character, there will be a link in the description for the modeling and texture mapping tutorial of this character. If you have any other bipedal character, you can still continue to work on your character. Alright, so as you can see that I have like three different body parts: the head, the neck, and the body. I'll select all these three and create a new layer, and my character name is evil character, so I'll call it evil character mesh. Alright, so I can then freeze the mesh and then create the bones. So we will start by adding bones to the leg. So we'll go to rigging and we'll go to skeleton, create joint. Skeleton, let us go here and go to reset settings. So all the settings are reset, and the first joint will be here, then the second joint will be at the knee. I'll zoom in and place one at the ankle, one at the ball, and one at the end of the toe. Alright, now the joint sizes are quite big, so we can reduce it to smaller joints. I think only one got reduced here. Okay, so we can go to select hierarchy and then make it smaller for all of them. Alright, so select hierarchy will select all the bones, and then we will go to the front view and place the bone inside the leg. Alright, so we can again zoom in here, and then this knee bone can be placed in the right place, and then this can be moved slightly here. Then we can again go to the side view and make sure that everything is more or less aligned. Now what we need is a slight bend in the knee, so the eye handle will bend in the front and not in the back, the way it should be. Okay, so this joint can be placed here, and then this is the end joint, so that is fine, a little bit here and there. So we can look at all the sides and make sure that everything looks good. This is important that the joint has to be in the middle. This view maybe slightly in the front, then we'll move this overall in the back. Alright, so now renaming the joint. So let us, here I have an outliner open here, so go to window outliner if you don't have it and position it here. That way we have access to all the joints here, and you can see how the first joint here, we will name it, we'll start naming it, leave the joint there, and then we'll say left, so L, and then the hip joint. Alright, and then I'm going to copy this Go to the second one and paste it, and then call the middle one knee. Then we'll select the third one, paste it, and the third one is ankle. Alright, the fourth one is ball, we call that the ball. And then the last one is toe. Okay, so naming convention is important. Once that is done, what I will do is select this, select hierarchy, create a new layer, name it bones, or you can even name it eagle bones. Okay, so you can hide the bones. Now we will add IK setup. So we'll go to skeleton, create IK handle, and there are two types of handles, single chain and rotate planar. So the rotate plane will be used to create the first one from here to here. Okay, and then we go to skeleton, IK handle. I will explain you what happened here. So once we create that IK handle, if I move the handle up, the foot is bending down. Okay, so we want the foot to lift up without bending down. So we need proper control over the feet, and for that reason we will add a couple more IK handles. So we'll go to skeleton, IK handle, and then we will use single plane, and we're going to create two of them, one starting from here to here. Then I'll hit the G key. Why it's not working? Create IK handle from here to here. Okay, so we got three IK handles. The first one I'll name it IK handle is good. Go back, left, ankle, IK handle. Okay, and I can copy that. Second one, I'll name it ball. And then the third one, I'll name it toe. Alright, so once that is done, we will then mirror these joints. So we'll go to skeleton, mirror joints, and you can see that I have used YZ for the mirror, and then I'm going to search for L and replace it with R. So all these L become R, and then I'll simply say apply. So now we got right hip, right knee, and the IK handles came with it. Alright. So now the next step is for us to connect these two together. So we'll go to skeleton, create joint, and I'll simply create one joint. And this joint looks good. Point 2 to have consistent, and then I'll name this hip. Alright, and then we will then select this, shift select this, and hit P for parent, select this, shift select this, and hit for parent. So that is all connected. So these are all our bones, and if you hide it, select all of these, and then I'll say add selected, and then I'll select this, and I'll say add selected. So everything gets added to that layer. Alright, so we have two bones, and all these bones will be now, I will select this bone, then I will shift select this, skin, I'll go to skin, bind skin, okay, with the default values. And now if I bend this, it has to be bent. It has to bend. Okay, and then we will make some skinning. What we are going to do now is go to 4, select this, shift select the bone and hit P, select this, shift select the bone and hit P. So when you select this bone and move, everything moves, but this is moving out, so we will do a little bit of skinning real quick. So what we need is all these vertices, all of these, and shift these. I can go and hide the joints, and I can go and hide the IK handle, so I can select this joint here. Alright, then we can bring that back in if we want. So these vertices should be connected to that particular joint. So I'll go to Window, General Editor and Component Editor, and these are all the vertices, and then they have to be having a weightage of 1 on a hip. So just type 1 and everything is assigned to the hip now. So I'll go to object mode, and now if I go to my hip joint and move it, now the character is bending properly. So we can see as we rig, we'll save this, what happens. So I'm going to create now a new layer, and then I'm going to call it Evil Controls. Okay, so now we're going to create a bunch of controls that will be connected to the bones and the IKs for the animators, or for us to easily animate the character later on. So the first control is going to be for the foot. So I'm going to scale it down. Now this control, I need to select the skin and hit 1 key. Alright, so now this control, I will go to the side view, and I want it to be based here. Okay, this is where the heel will rotate. Okay, and then make sure that it looks right. So it is approximately in the middle here, middle of the leg. And now we can edit this one. So maybe you want to scale it down like this and go to control vertex, select these, and because the IK handles have the selection of 1, we can go to show IK handles, and then we can select this. See, now the bone got selected, so we'll hide the bone also. So I can select this and move it. Select this and move it out. Okay, so this one, this is just visual. Alright, so how is the shape really doesn't really matter. But we have an evil character, so I'm going to create an evil looking pointy foot control. Okay, so something like that is good enough. Alright, so now I'll go to object mode and go to edit, delete by type history, modify freeze transformation. Modify freeze transformation. Okay, so everything becomes zeros and ones. That is very important when you are modeling. Okay, so the only important thing is the pivot point, which has to be at the heel. All right, and then the shape can be anything. Now we need to rename it, so I'll name it left foot CTRL for control. Alright, and then I will shift D8 and then move it on the other side, and everything remains the same. Just make sure that it is in the middle here. And then we'll again do add a modify freeze transformations, and then instead of left this will be R, and then the 1 can go. Alright, so we have two controls now, so we will make more controls. So I'm going to scale this down small, move it in the front, rotate it 90 degrees, go to the side, view, okay, move it up. This is for the knee. Control vertex, we'll select this and then select this and scale it inside. Object mode, edit, delete by type history. Okay, the location has to be on this side. Okay, so we will name this left knee CTRL for control, and I will shift D, duplicate it, name this right knee control, and again we will have to position it here. Okay, so we got these two controls. I'll create another control and I will go to control vertex, move this in the front, select these two, scale inside. This one will come here, control, edit, delete by type history, modify freeze transformation. Did I freeze transformation on this? Modify freeze transformation. So this will be evil main CTRL main control. Alright. So this one is going to be parented to this. Hit P. This one is going to be parented to this P. This one, shift this one is going to be parented to this. So when I select this, all these controls move. Okay, and then I'll say add selected objects, they move there. Now we need one more control, so I'm going to create one more control here, and then we can show bones, and I'm going to hit the V key, V as in victory, and snap it there. Alright, and then again it's too big, so we'll make it small, and I'll make it look similar to the bottom one. So control vertex, I move this a little in the front, select these. This is totally my design. It can look any which way you want. Again, how it looks doesn't really matter. Okay, so edit, delete by type history, modify freeze transformations, and this hip will be parented to this. This will be parented to this. Alright, so we'll save this, and now I will go to show IK handle. So this one, shift select this IK handle, okay, so this one, shift this IK handle, go to constraint, whole vector, edit, reset, and then apply. Then we'll select this, shift select this, and we'll say apply. So the knee will start operating now. So we got our knee working. Okay, and this everything is named properly. This one is simply hip control. Okay, we need a couple of more controls, and this one I'm not going to edit because this one is for the stretchy bone. So if you hit V and then snap it there, it can even be smaller. So go to edit, delete by type history, modify freeze transformation, and then shift E, V, and snap it there. So this will be right 0.1, and we have a space always. It will be L.1. 0.1, we are not leaving the gap. Be consistent. Alright. Now I will select this, shift D and hit V key and move it up and snap it here, and then name this 0.2, which already is. Select this one, shift D, move it up, V, snap it, R.2. Okay, and we are not freezing the transformations on top because we need that number for our stretch bone. Alright, so this is basically the skeleton setup for an IK setup for our character. In the next class, we will look at how to create our custom attributes for these controls so that we can create the bend in the ankle and then the toes and then the toe roll, and then we will look at the stretchy bones. Alright, so thank you very much, and check out the second part of this tutorial. Bye bye.